What's up, this is Attila and welcome to Flow of Attila number 15. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a Hungarian guitarist from bands such as Nevermore, Satyricon, Sanctuary, World in solo band, as well as I have my own Pantera tribute band called Vulgar Display of Cover. And also I've been doing Pantera and dimebag related lessons and playthroughs and whatnot on YouTube for the past, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 years or even more so. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're old, welcome back. Ask me anything. In this series, I'm gonna be answering to your beautiful questions. And again, I'm gonna be reading the questions in Hungarian and answer them in English with the best of my knowledge. So, the first one would be from Masbo. Mit gondolsz Eddie Van Halenről és Ace Frehleyről, Dime legnagyobb hatásairól? Inspiráltak téged? Személy szerint szeretem Van Halen. Üdv Ati, Dime és Eddie nyugodjanak békében. The thing is that I was 10 years old when I really started to listen to heavy metal. Pretty much started with Sepultura and then I went from Sepultura to Pantera. So I could, for almost not a decade, but for so many years, I could only listen to heavy stuff or heavier stuff, which there was not many. So in all honesty, neither of these artists really came under my radar. But of course, later learning more of Dimebag's influences and his inspirations, I could totally see how much Dime was inspired by both Ace and Eddie. And the way Dime used the licks and the sounds and the tricks and whatnot got inspired by him, how he could make his own. And same with Ace became unique for Dime. But from these two, Eddie is definitely the one who really resonated with me. That's my long answer to this short question. And then the next question would be from Matt Whitfield 9850. Hey Attila, amikor a Nevermore-ral játszottál, vettél fel valamelyik bármelyik albumukra? Ha nem, melyik albumciklusnál voltál a zenekarban? Köszi, csak így tovább a fain videókkal. So I joined the band while they were still recording their last album, Obsidian Conspiracy, and I actually got to be there in the studio when Voros did some re-singing for the title track Obsidian Conspiracy, which ended up being on the record. I was there to observe in the studio, and this is of course not an official story, but during that day they showed me an acoustic song that was written by Jim Shepard. Right on the spot they asked me if I would write a solo over it, which was like I didn't know what to think. I was very nervous, of course, but I ended up writing I think a pretty cool solo actually over that tune, which at the end did not end up being on the record. But it was kind of uncomfortable in the sense that by that time I haven't even met with Van before. So it was kind of weird to play in a possible song without meeting all the guys from the band. So of course I would have been super proud. It was a cool little piece, but it was just really different. Yeah, it was that cycle till the very unfortunate end of the band, well, the first end. But just being there in the studio, hearing Voros singing the title track, it was a treatment for sure, an amazing experience. And then the next question would be from Tommy G2247. I'm gonna read this in English because it's written in Hungarian. Hi Attila, my question would be which alternatives would be the best for the iconic ML's world shape, because as a high school student it's really far out from my budget, plus they're rare too. Meanwhile, Isten tempó tesó. It would be nice to know what that budget means for you. I understand that it's very hard to get nowadays, especially the Washburns, both the USA and the import versions, and even if they show up, they usually show up for a really high price. Even the imported ones. I guess, I mean, I'm a big fan of the Solar X shape, which kinda represents the MLs, and you can get these with Floyd Rose. And I checked and I found on their website in the outlet one that at the moment goes for a little more than 1,000 euros. This particular one for 1,000 euros, definitely a good price for a good guitar. Other than that, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm not really that big of a fan of other star-shaped guitars. To me, it's either Washburns, oldies, but I really don't like their business politics and the whole thing that's going on with the lawsuits and all that. It's just it doesn't feel right. But yeah, other than these two brands, not only because I'm a Solar guy, or that's one of the reasons why I became a Solar artist, because I'm a big fan of their X-shaped guitars as well as the E-shape. I would recommend this. Maybe if you haven't heard about it, which I would be surprised, then check that out and just keep looking for the outlet, because there's some great deals show up there. So the next question would be from Sahil Stringer. Fasz a videó, nagyon bírtam a dalt és a reakciót is. Mostanra mindenki tudja, a te játékod áll legközelebb Dimebagéhez, csak azt akartam kérdezni, szereted-e Marty Friedman szólóit? Illetve a Megadeth-et szereted? I'm gonna start with Megadeth. I remember exactly where I was when I first heard the solo of Tornado of Souls. Probably the most well-known Marty Friedman solo. Couldn't believe my ears. And that first bend, how the solo starts, literally changed my playing. It added another color for my phrasings. It just opened up a new dimension. I can do this on the guitar. Oh my god! In a weird sense, I didn't even have to listen anymore. I've learned almost everything I needed to learn from Marty Friedman. Which, of course, this is a stupid statement in a sense, because there's so much to learn from him. But I just learned so much after hearing that one band. This became part of my palette, so to say. I used to have this band called Leander Rising. I can show you an example. We got a song called The Devil's Diary, in Hungarian Az Ördög Naplója, which has two pretty cool solos, but the second one has some of this pre-band Marty Friedman-ish bendings and phrasings in it, and I think you will hear. I'm gonna show the whole solo and you'll see what I'm talking about. That that little thing, that's the Marty Friedman inspiration. But I'll show you the whole solo. I'm very proud of this one. This is a fun solo. Yeah, so I mean, definitely that little, or not even one, those bendings are from Marty Friedman. In my last Flow of Attila, I did a raffle for those who asked questions. The winner for this, I did this number generator, just so that you know, whatever number comes up in the order of the questions I received them, calculate. This time around, this was number 10, which means the 10th question won the raffle, which was Kertész Huba, and I happened to pick his question, so I'm gonna read that and answer it. Since he asked it in Hungarian, I'm gonna be reading it in English. Hi Ati, when Ola was at Dime's house, Grady mentioned an Ibanez ML that was sent to Dimebag. Do you have any pictures of that? I would really want to see that, and I think I'm not alone. Well, you're definitely not alone. When I was there, I think he even mentioned it, but I was so overwhelmed. But yeah, I would love to see that guitar. I'm pretty sure it's interesting. I'm not surprised that he did not end up being an Ibanez artist. It's just very different. Although their star-shaped guitar is kind of nice. Not my favorite, but it's kind of nice. Again, Huba, congratulations. I'm doing another raffle, so ask me a question and participate in the next one. The next question would be from The Ghost Lad 1. Attila testvérem, csak kíváncsi-fáncsi vagyok, ha téged választottak volna a Pantera tisztelgő zenekarba a Zakk helyett, a saját gitárjaiddal játszottál volna? Vagy még jobb, gondolod, hogy Grady olyan édi lett volna, hogy hagyja használni Dime néhány régebbi vasbőrnyét? Elég mókás ötletnek hangzik. Örülök, hogy Zakk olyan kedves volt, hogy adott néhányat a Fincsi gitárjaiból. Emlékszem, amikor közel egy éve feltöltötted a videót. Jó volt látni, hogy sajátoddá tetted a hangszedők cseréjével, annak ellenére, hogy szeretem az EMG-eimet. Köszi, ha megosztod a gondolataidat és a véleményedet a mai beszélgetésben, és köszönöm az idődet, Attila testvér. Inspiráció vagy a számunkra, és maradj biztonságban. És ne felejts el briefelni emoji áradat. This is a very kind and interesting and fun question indeed. So it's all hypothetical from what I know. I would have to say that probably yes, I would have gotten the honor to play some of Dime's guitars as well as his original equipment, which part of it is there for Zakk as well. Not the entire rig, it's a blend, it's a mixture of the two worlds. Again, hypothetically, I would have been extremely happy to play with the original gear and some of Dime's original Washburns. Hell effing yeah. And I think Grady and Rita would have loved the idea as well. I had the same thinking and kind of expectations that at least Zakk would bring out some of the guitars that he got from Dime. Or something like that. It's a cool question, I like it. It's kind of fun to just play with the idea in my mind. So yeah, thanks for the question. And last question for today would be from Bertalan Olla 6565. Remélhetőleg kiraksz majd valami backstage szöveget a tegnapi Pantera koncertről. Távolról úgy tűnt, felsprinteltél a színpadra egy gyors puszira Zackkel, ami őszintén szóval teljességgel elfogadható lett volna bármelyik metalgitárostól. De aztán hunyorogva láttam, hogy valójában a Volkot énekeltétek közösen. Jó látni, hogy Magyarország képviselve van a nemzetközi metal szintéren. I did record some footages, not necessarily from the backstage, but from side of the stage, from Grady's world. And I will show you that just right now. I think this one is from Soundcheck. Charlie and Rex were playing. Can you recognize? Saint Dime Warhammer and the wild audios. I will have a close-up on these, but you won't see too much, it's kind of dark. So I asked Grady to sign two of my guitars, and one was this. It's Grady's world, part of it. The tuners, the little practice amp and whatnot. My guitar, my holy grail. I'm not the best video guy, I'm still learning this. Tuner, that little orange amp and some distortion. As you can see there, that's Vinnie Paul's signature, but I will talk about that guitar in some other video. Okay, some more of Zakk's guitars and his new guitar rack. A little more memories and stuff. The amps, the whammy pedal. I don't know if you will see some of the, yeah, I mean, they're not out yet, but still, just, I don't know, just if you want to stop it, just to look for those presets, I cannot really see. So, as you can see, there's some stuff from the original Dime's Rex, some of them, like the MXR flanger doubler, the Apex, as well as the Rocktron noise gate. So these are all originals that were used, I think, both in studio and live for Dime. That's pretty cool. And that's my other guitar, the Culprit, also signed by Grady and Rex. And then, one more maybe. Oh yeah, this is a fun one. Very happy. I got like a guest in-ear, so I could hear everything pretty well with in-ears. Shows how nice they are. The crew and everyone, really super nice. That's Phil, Zakk's security guy, Gerald, the monitor guy, and Charles. That's fun. I don't know. I didn't want to record too much. I don't know. It just felt kind of inappropriate. I don't know. I'm really bad at this. Sorry. Just a little more here. Yeah, and that's all I did. I'm sorry. I'm really, really bad. I didn't really take any photos or nothing like that. I just want to be there for the moment. But I know I should do a little more to share. And then the other thing, the sprinting on stage to kiss Zakk. I agree, it's understandable for all metal guitarists. It's completely normal. But yes, as you then later saw, it was not a kiss. But it was kind of a surprise. It was Phil, Zakk's security guy, who invited me on stage. Found the footage, and that's me running up on stage. Oh man, you will see that the way my presence, I felt so bad and scared to death. Being up on stage without a guitar and singing into a microphone. That's hell to me. I mean, give me a guitar and I could go out any stage, any amount of people and just, you know, be comfortable. Now, without a guitar, with a microphone, oh my god, that's scary. You can see Zakk was also surprised and smiling. He's so nice, oh my god. I don't know what to do with my hands. I look like an idiot. Ah! And then this was right before the solo. I was so nervous that I forgot that it's a double chorus there. And I just sprinted off stage because I was like, okay, bye. But then for the last chorus, I came back again.
What do you say? One more time. Read! Back! What? Are you talking to me? Are you talking to me?
I mean, I gotta say, the whole experience was super, super lovely. The entire crew, the band members, everybody was so awesome. I got to be there for the sound check, hang out a little bit before the show. During the show I was on Zakk's side, and again I got an in-ear with a cool mix so I could hear everything pretty much. And then after the show, stayed there and hung out a little more. I even jammed a little bit with Charlie before the show, although there was no guitar amps there. I played with my culprit guitar. I used Rex's bass amp that was there. A little bit intimidating to play Domination and songs like that through a bass amp with clean sound. That's difficult, but it was still a lot of fun. Brought some of my guitars that was signed. My Thorax by Zakk. I had the culprit and my Dime Bolt D3 by Rex and Phil, and also Grady. So yeah, it was a great experience, and I don't know. I just want to say about Zakk, like, I mean, he's such an iconic guitarist and a beautiful human being in every sense. I mean, he's such a giving person. I mean, obviously, you know, he's been super nice to me, but I got to witness him being awesome to other younger people as well. So it's I get the feeling he's at a point of his life where I guess he's been there for a while, where he wants to give back, and it totally shows on every level. You know, very inspirational the way he do stuff with Wild Audio and just, you know, in general with his musical career and his guitar playing, everything. He's just you know, a goofball, a humble, and just really a normal guy, just an amazing person. But yeah, also the other guys. I mean, Rex was very nice to me. Charlie, I hung out a couple of times already, and you know, he's just super cool guy. The crew, there's many of them I got to meet, not for the first time now. It's always a love fest. So yeah, big love to the crew from Hell and the Pantera celebration. Thank you for the question. I loved to answer this. And that would be it. Okie dokie, so today I'm gonna be talking about the intro part of the art of shredding. I'm tuned to 440 standard E to make things easier. The backing track that you could hear in the demonstration part, I made the backing track from our latest annual Dimebag Memorial show that we did this January, which is coming out very soon, so stay tuned for that. And also this backing track, as well as the tab that I wrote for not only the intro part that you could hear now and that I'm gonna be talking about, but also for the entire song I wrote GuitarPro tabs, and they're both available on my Patreon site at patreon.com/Attila, ATTILAVOROS. So if you wanna check that out, link down in the description. So let's talk about this part. The beginning, the WAPL guitar part. On the A and the D string, we're gonna play the 2nd fret. And I also add the G4. This one's twice and then move down to the 1st fret. So. And of course, I use the WAPL. And in between, to be honest, I'm not really even aware of what I'm doing. Maybe also like an open E string. Yeah, a little bit. Something like that. But it's more about the way you use the WAPL. After the 2nd, you do the pick scrapes. Scratching or whatever is that. And then one more. And then for the last time, on the album, there's a big dime squeal. And then just a slide down. And then we start like the first major riff there, which would be like this. Open E, and then the 2nd fret, and then rest. And then we go up an octave on the D4, and then a little rest, and then go down to the 2nd fret, and then open. So far. Everything's open, and from here, the next couple notes will be palm muted, starting on the A4, and then 2, and then E3, and then an open A, and then A3, and then the last note would be open and on the E4, and vibrate that last note there. The whole part together, slowly. And everything is a downstroke, so. Okay, and then the next round, start the same, open E and then the 2nd fret. And then play D4, 2 and zeros without the staccatos and the rests. But also add a little bend up, like those hick bends, I don't know how they're called. So just a little quick bend up and a release. And also there's a little bit of a pinched harmonic on both the 4 and the 2nd fret. And then you do the same like you did in the previous round. Before the first pinched harmonic, really there's some pick rakes there, which I did a little video in my previous Flow of Attila, check out here. So adding those rakes on the E and the A string before you hit that pinched harmonic. Something like this. Positions, the pinched harmonics are a little further from the bridge, closer to the neck pickup. It's not too high, it's not... Something like this. So this is pretty much an A and a B version of it. So the B version slowly would look and sound like this. And this is twice so. And then comes the Randy Rhoads-ish kind of riff here. We're in the 2nd position and go back and forth from the D4 to the A2 twice, all palm muted. After this, we release the pinky and play like a bare chord on the D2 and the A2 again, twice back and forth. So far. And then comes the galloping thing, which is from the open D twice, like down, up, that's the gallop, and then go to the A4 twice. And then again, open D, 4 on the A string, and open A. So slowly. Instead of playing an open D, maybe you can play the A5 and go back and forth from there. This is another way, but it sounds different. And then we move everything to the A and the E strings. The shape is the same, so slowly. And then we repeat the first one. And then a variation, a note higher, staying on the D and the A string. So 6, 4, 6, 4. And then we move up half a note only on the D string, but one last note at the end. We don't go back now to the A4. I mean, we do, but with a different rhythm. We start these double galloping pickings, down, ups on the A string and go back and forth. Heavy metal. And also, as you could hear, we open up the notes on the D string, because prior to that it was all muted. And then just back and forth. On the album I could also hear down ups on the chord. Subtle, but it's there. And then starts that, which is a pretty cool riff. And again, I did a full tab for the entire song, not only this part, but everything else that comes after, including the solo. So if you want to get that, as well as the backing track I created for the demonstration part, check out my Patreon site down in the description. Okie dokie, that's about it for today. Whoops! Well, this was it for today. I hope that you enjoyed today's Flow of Attila, and if you got any questions for the next AMA and want to participate in the raffle, don't forget to put your questions in the comment section down below of this video. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell, comment, leave a like, that way you could help to grow the channel, which I would appreciate. Also, I got a Patreon site, so if you want to support me and or get tabs and other exclusive contents, don't forget to check that out, link down in the description. Thanks again for tuning in, I hope to see you next time, and I wish you a lovely and fun day. Ciao!